Well, hello, YouTube land. This is your favorite ghost stories time. Ghost stories told from the South with your good friend Stephen Booth here. So, before we go any further, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Click it down there somewhere. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll get on over here to the audio part and get this motherfucker going. All right, all right. Ready? Three, two, one, and well, hello, and welcome back to another scary edition of Ghost Stories Told from the South. I am your host, Stephen LeBooth, and I've got some scary stuff for you today, my little ghouls and guys. Well, I hope you're having a great week there, guys. Hope having a great scary time. Hope you've been watching some scary movies or watching some paranormal shit. Doing something scary. But Halloween's around the corner, guys, so can't wait. So, but yeah, guys, I am back. This is Ghost Stories Told from the South. I am your host, baby, Stephen Booth, here to tell you some good old stories. And I just want to say thank you to everybody on the YouTube channel who's listening right now, and on the other podcast platforms I have. Just thank you for subscribing and downloading and following me, man. My numbers are growing. We're getting close to 100 on Spotify and my other platforms. Like I said, though, my goal is 500. I want 500 followers, guys. Come on, we can do it. And about 10,000 downloads. I think we can do it. I think we can. I know we can because you guys are awesome. I think I do a pretty decent job. But I just want to say thank you. The numbers are growing, and I don't care if they're growing small. At least they're growing. That's what I'm liking. So, thank you once again, and yes, 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 yes. I was gonna say something else, but I had a brain fart and forgot it. But let's get into with the stories, I guess. So, sit back, relax, get you a cup of coffee, a cup of cocoa. Get you a nice blanket, snuggle up by the fire, and let's get down to some stories from Stephen LaBooth. Okay. We're going to go to effects. Okay, our first story is about the Rock Run Old Commissary in Cherokee. Okay, let me start this all over again. Cherokee County is dotted with communities in the remnants of once bustling towns, many of which today only reside in memories. And if you want to go to look at the pictures of this place, go to Kelly Kozek uh, at owl.com. Go there and you can see the pictures of this place. It's a pretty cool little ghost town. Check it out, though. Okay, today we will take a look at what's left of the mining town of Rock Run. Rock Run is a residential community where a pocket of residents lived in well-kept homes. But in the 1800s, it was a town that grew around the Rock Run mine and furnace. According to a 2004 history report in the Calhoun Times, an iron okay, an iron foundry was destroyed by the Union Army during the Civil War, but it was rebuilt around 1879. The post office established in 1883 first was called Bass probably after the operator of the fudgery. In the 1890s, the commissary, shown above, it still stands today in the town. The commissary, that's where they'd go get their general goods and all that stuff. Two legends surround the naming of Rock 1. One says it's a reference to the mining of iron ore, while another claims two boys toppled a boulder down a hill, causing it to crush into town. As they yelled, "Run Rock, run, run Rock." The Run Rock Baptist Church, also shown here, was built on the site of the former church across from the commissary. The Rock Run mine and furnace flourished until the 1920s. The article said that today the 1890s commissary sits vacant across from the street from the Rock Run Baptist Church that was built on the site of the original place next to the commissary. It is the home that once, and another home sitting by the commissary is the home of the that belonged to one of the mine superintendents, J.M. Carvin, and he's got his cemetery there with his old John Hancock on it. He signed his grave. Sorry, my head's itching. I got a little sun this weekend. Man, I'm just seeing get little sunspots like an old man. I'm just kidding. Look like Mr. Burns. Okay, well that is it for the Rock Run place. And of course the normal sightings they see there are like they will hear footsteps in the commissary, footsteps and voices in the church, and in town they will hear stuff. So the town, even though it didn't last that long, but still the people that was there living and had a life there and had a routine. So their spirits still probably stuck there haunting the place. Well, guys, I say let's take a quick break and we will be right back. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, guys. I'm still here. I'm just doing this editing as I go. Okay. All right, we're ready to go again. Let me get a drink. All right, let's do it. Hope you like that little commercial. Steph hates that commercial. She wants to do another one. Our next story is the Hudson House in Ashland, Alabama. There are several Hudson houses located in the United States. However, little is known about this one located in Ashland, Alabama. It is believed that the little old house, settled in the middle of out in the middle of nowhere, may have been built in the early 1900s, but records have not been found to prove this. There is a story of the house being a brothel at one time, and wayward politicians drove out to have a little adult fun there, if you know what I mean. Basically, that's where all the men went to have fun, if you know what I mean there. They went to play Twister with other women. Yeah. There's no evidence to support this either. So for now, I'll leave it to be a work of a fiction, or, it's not true. Could it have been the home of a singular family line? Generations called it home until it became vacant and abandoned up in it became vacant and boarded up, possibly because of the little known history and the numerous alleged accounts. The little house is on the paranormal radar. Some days, if you walk around the house, you can hear voices or screams and footsteps. Sometimes even a dog panting or growling. Face the front of the house and you feel a tap on your shoulder by an unseen hand. The front door opens and closes on its own. That's pretty cool. You ain't got to get up to answer the fucking door. You can just be like, "Hey, ghost, could you get that, please?" The front door, okay. It wasn't enough to get you. If that wasn't enough to get you rattled, there was even uh, a frisky, dark figure who enjoys running back and forth across the roof. Stop! God damn it! I swear. Y'all just get out of here. I ain't gonna listen. I'm trying to record. Get out and stay out. Go. No, go. God damn. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Let's get going back here. All right, guys. Sorry about that. I had to kick the dogs out of the studio. They started barking. Anyway, you can see a friskly dark figure who enjoys running across the rooftops from side to side. The Hudson House is haunted by multiple entities. Those who have visited it says, however, it's not recommended you go there and find out by yourself because it sits on private property and there's no trespassing signs everywhere. That's just crazy. Why would you just abandon a big mansion? You don't think someone would have bought it? I'd have bought that creepy motherfucker in a minute. Here's some more stuff about it. It's an old abandoned house set in the middle of nowhere, and it's said to be haunted by lots of ghosts. When you walk around the house, you can hear voices, footsteps. Somebody said that. I heard about the dogs. Okay, and there is even a creepy dark figure. Okay, that I already know that. Okay, one of the members talked with a guy that used to live there, and he had told him that the front door will open and shut by itself, and it always scrubs the floor when you open it. It always sweeps it. Where was I? He said at night when him and his family were lying in bed that you could hear the front door scrubbing the floor and opening and shutting. And when he got up out of bed and ran in there, the door would shut and it'd still be locked. And it was closed very tight. So he also heard strange noises through their whole time there. So apparently people did live there and they just got tired of it and said, fuck yeah. Well, that makes sense though. If it was a old mansion that's been in the family like that for years, oh, I'd love to own a place like that. The history there, man, it'd be crazy. I'd love to live in a haunted house, but I'd probably pee my pants. All right. I'm getting there, guys. I'm gonna get a drink. Well, our next story is the Belmont Mansion, also known back in the day as the Belmont Plantation. Okay. The Belmont was the Belmont the Belmont was built in 1828 for a physician from Louisiana County, Virginia Drive, or Virginia. Dr. Alexander Williams Mitchell. Dr. Mitchell and his family of 7 were already living in the Belmont when it was fully completed in 1832. Owning 1,680 acres of cotton and cornfields, Dr. Mitchell became known as one of the largest planters in the area before he quickly sold the mansion and the surrounding land in 1 year after his completion. But that's weird. Why would you build a big old house like in an area like that and then sell it? Maybe the money was too good. Maybe it was built on Indian land. However, while living in the Beaumont and planting the surrounding acreage, Dr. Mitchell housed 152 slaves and 13 cabins on the property. The area of the property can be accessed from the master bedroom through a large door with a window that leads directly to the court area, which is where the detached kitchen would have been as well. The Mitchell family sold Beaumont and 33 of these surrounding acres of their. Oh, okay, never mind. Here we go. The Mitchell family sold Belmont and 33 of the surrounding acres to their friends Isaac and Catherine Baker Jones Winston, who are also from Virginia. In 1833, Mr. Winston was a cousin of Dolly Madison, Patrick Henry, and Isaac Cole. He was a personal friend and secretary of President Thomas Jefferson. Although, actually, the designer of the Belmont is who the designer of the Belmont is a mystery. The particular relationship provides a clue about the original design, or at least the influences. The influences. The source of Belmont's design is shrouded in mystery, but tantalized clues suggest direct influence of President Thomas Jefferson and some other fellas. It is possible that Dr. Mitchell built Belmont in that style 2 years after Jefferson's death to characterize of Jefferson's classmates and exceeded at Belmont. That didn't make any fucking sense. Including finely executed brickwork with contrasting woodwork and a hilltop setting. Belmont also illustrates Jefferson's reference for the natural beauty in the elements all around you, and kind of they think it might mean. He was trying to remind him of Italy, which how could you make Alabama look like Italy? Sorry if I'm butchering this up, guys. I'm not meaning to. The Winston family maintained ownership and continued living in the Belmont through the Civil War and until around 1940. As this time, the family decided to move to a different location, but continued to hold Thanksgiving and Christmas celebrations at the mansion. Gradually, the family gatherings became less frequent, and until the home was completely abandoned. The The why did people abandon the home was the largest cause of its deterioration and the validation of the place. Well, think about it. No one was there to keep the upkeep. During the 1960s, star-crossed lovers camped inside the rotting mansion in the woods, and the home was long been the site of drinking parties with the teens and stuff like that. In 1983, concerned about the condition of the house, members of the Winston family donated Belmont and 33 of the surrounding acres to the Alabama Historical Society. And then they took it over as their well, as there is not formally a cemetery for these slaves. It is likely that they were buried on some parts of the estate. Visitors to the mansion have reported seeing dark, shadowy figures walking in the fields and have heard sounds of chains rattling near the houses. Well, that would make sense because, number one, they had a shitty life. You know, they were forced into slavery, beaten to death all the time, and then get back up and do the same thing. So when they died, you know, it was real disrespectful. They'd just bury them, even if they did that. So they probably needed proper burials like a human being should get. So that's why the place is really haunted. The Belmont Mansion in Alabama was built. Okay, already got that. It was already got the acreage. Well, it says right here. Well, which one did I just? Okay. Anyways, it says right here it's been redone and all that, and you can still hear like you know your normal stuff like footsteps and stuff like that. I mean, that's two homes right there back to back that got abandoned. That's crazy. I mean, you build a big old mansion and then you just abandon it and leave it. I don't get it, man. It'd be cool to stumble across one of them houses, though. I tell you that much. All right, guys and girls, we're going to take one more commercial break before our last story, and then I'm going to bug on out of here. But we'll be back, Jack. Uh, Sorry, I burped pretty loud. I'm gonna do my editing while I go. I love doing it this way because I don't have hardly shit to do when I'm done. I just gotta load up the transistor, get my YouTube video ready, and I'm hot to motherfucking trot, baby. Alright, going back here. Get a drink. Ah, I'm back. Well, our next story is the Kirkwood Manor. And it was known too as a plantation back in the day. The Kirkwood Plantation is a four-story Greek rival house built between 1857 and 1860. Foster Mark Kirksey, Kurs, Kirksey, Mark Kirksey, a cotton merchant who also had land on the Black Warrior River, commenced the building in 1857, and it was finished in 1860. It is located in Utah, Greene County, Alabama, along with about 50 other structures. Kirkwood okay is extremely one of the anti what the fuck. Okay, let's go back and start all over, guys. It is located in Greene County, Alabama, along with about 50 other anti or 50 other structures. Kirkwood is extremely one of the biggest townhouses, a type of home very popular in Utah that typically belonged to those who were very wealthy and could afford a mansion on or near the plantation, as well as a home in the city. Kirkwood has passed through many hands, some professional and some not, and has served many purposes, from housing Union soldiers during World War III, during the Civil War, to a Southern Bell's bed and breakfast, and even as far as being transformed into a movie set. Pretty interesting. Today, just just 30 short minutes from the University of Alabama, its late Greek reveal home can still be seen as what it was when it was built. The main square in Utah is seemingly on the brink of becoming a ghost town, where you can see the outline of shop signs long ago. However, when Kursky and his wife Jane were looking for a place to call home, Utah was full of life and culture. It served as a social sense for parties, the perfect place for long walks and picnics, and it featured a number of private schools. On December 27th in 1852, Kursky purchased approximately 40 acres from Henry I Thornton for only $1,000. Wow. Unfortunately, Jane would never get to call it home. She died as the construction began in 1857. Kursky gave everything he had into building what is now known as Kirkwood. No expense was too much. He even went as far as to have mantles brought carved in Italy brought over. Kursky took every detail into account, so it must have been painful to have the final touches never arrive. Greene County settled in 1838, escaped the wrath of the Civil War because boarding rivers protected it. Through the homes survived the war. Its finished details and use of the home were greatly impacted. Just as the home was almost complete, Union troops stopped the last few deliveries of goods, including oh, including gilded mirrors. That's pretty fancy. Okay, gilded mirrors, crystal chandeliers from Paris, and a cast iron balcony railing. This would prove later to be yet another heartbreaking uh, uh, side effect from the war. Kursky remarried to Margaret Liston, and about 20 years later, their youngest daughter, who was confined to a wheelchair, rolled off the still ungraded balcony and fell to her death. Holy shit! So that steel railing that he had was going to have brought in from Paris when the war started. I guess that ship got sank or stopped, and they took everything. So if that rail was there, she wouldn't have died. But she was in a wheelchair and rolled. Could you imagine? Oh my God, that'd be a fucking hell of a way to go. That would suck. I would not want to go that way. Hell no. There was not the only effect of the war that had the house either. Union troop took command of Kirkwood. General Benjamin Carsons used the house as his headquarters, even sleeping in the Kurskys in Margaret's bed, and turned the parlor into an office to oversee the new loyal uh, oath to area landowners, who it is said to put up quite a fight against signing away their land. So, I mean, once again, guys, right here in history, this will show you how dumb we are, or were back then. We were racist people, and it just goes to show you we treated the slaves like shit, and we think it's okay to just take people's land. I mean, two wrongs don't make a right. I'm just saying. You know what I mean, man? Remarkably, the mansion stayed in the Kursky family until 1953 when Dr. Harold Ashby Kursky passed away. Harold was Harold was Foster's son, who was given the house upon his father's death in 1906 at the age of 89. Both Foster and Harold were buried in the cemetery in town. And in 1972, after the home was left unoccupied for quite some time, Roy and Mary Switcher of Fairfax County, Virginia, found Kirkwood and decided that after years of being left abandoned, it needed some tender, loving care. They spent the next 19 years taking on an restoration and preservation project, spending the equivalent of what cost about $8 million today. God damn. Them people must have been loaded. One of the many things they added to the house was an upstairs balcony railing, which they made sure they was true to the period. So they got one like was supposed to be there. What was that? The Swirts did most of the work themselves. Oh well, the Swayzes did most of the work themselves by learning from local experts. That's pretty cool. One expert who lent a helping hand was Edward Vashon Nixon. Ford and Carter administrations, Jones came to the Swayzes wanting to make sure the restorations kept the home pretty much identical to what it was. While the home in the front lawn seeking in the right place to shoot their new film of Jaws of Satan. Once filming, man, this fucking thing jumps around. They went from that to now telling about a movie they made there. Once filming was complete, the two helped restore Kirkwood to its glory days of painting and interior walls, recovering furniture, varnished floors, and staining doors. On May 17th, in 1976, the Kirkwood Plantation was added to the National Historical Places based on Swayze's renovation efforts. In 1982, Kirkwood was renamed for the Honor Award from the Historical Society. And Mary Swayze had no choice but to sell Kirkwood once her husband passed away in 1987. Due to that, she could not properly care for the home herself. She sold it to a woman named Mary Valdez, who ran the home as a bed and breakfast. It had 6 guest rooms with private baths, and in 2001, Kirkwood passed once again. Passed on yet again to. Okay, well, she passed away, and then it got passed on to Alan Dakey Blayton. They gave the home exactly what it needed, caring and hard work like the Swayzes did. The Boltons were committed to keeping Kirkwood true to its time. They filled the home with art and art and art collections with over $5 million of stuff. The couple lived at the Kirkwood full time and welcomed visitors. And in 2009, they sold the home to Norris and Rebecca Sears. Oh, Sears, they had the money. Again, most homes, at least through the years, when restorations go wrong or newer, bigger buildings needed to be put in place. But Kirkwood has thrived. Hopefully, one day, Kirkwood will be open to students at the public for tours, that kind of crazy stuff. Now, we're getting to what people hear. It's weird. People that they say have died there, and I can't remember how many people died there, but they say there's every owner you can see sometimes in the house, and you'll hear footsteps, and you'll be, in the middle of the night, you'll hear people whisper your name and stuff. It's pretty creepy, man. So if you have a chance, go check that place out. It sounds like a cool little old house. Sorry for burping into the microphone, man. Sorry if I'm jacking these stories up. Next week's will be a whole lot better, guys. Had some technical difficulties this week, and I didn't get to do a whole lot of research. So, but I hope you like them stories. But I'm gonna cover another state next week. And what I'm probably going to do is, instead of staying on one state for so fucking long, I'm going to go back to mixing it up. I'll do a couple from here or countries or whatever. You know what I mean, man? So I hope you guys enjoyed it, though, and I hope you don't get too scared tonight when you go to bed. But remember, this has been Ghost Stories Told from the South. And I am your host with the most, Stephen LeBooth. I will see you later, guys. Have a good one. Don't be too screepy. Screepy. I can't even talk. Have a good one, guys. Don't be too scary. Well, YouTube, we will see y'all later. Have a good one. See you on the next episode.